Apparently, there isn't any convincing evidence that God exists or gods. Okay, so if I had $1 for every single time that I had a conversation with an atheist and he or she told me that there wasn't any convincing evidence that God exists, then I'd probably be the proud owner of a Motorola 360 smartwatch. And that's the smartwatch that I've been wanting for the longest time, but I just haven't been able to muster up the $250 that it costs. But either way, I wanted to talk to you about that statement. And I think that the problem with that statement is that really the lack of convincing evidence is something that's subjective rather than being objective. It's more of an opinion rather than a fact. And the reason why I think that is the case is because you have people on both sides. You have some people that they take a look at the evidence and they're still not convinced that there's a God, people like atheists. Then you have some people that are like not really sure, and those are agnostics. And then after that you have people that do examine the evidence and they do believe that God exists and that the evidence leads in that direction. And so it looks like everybody has their own interpretation of the evidence, and that's why my opinion on this little phrase is that it's something that is an opinion rather than a fact. So for example, when atheists talk about evidence that they want for God's existence, a lot of times when you ask them about what that evidence is, they'll say like, oh, well, if God were just to show up to me somehow, or were just to, sit right next to me, just the way that, you could be talking with a friend or something, then I would believe that he exists. He could reveal himself, can't he? And the answer is, of course he can reveal himself, but there are certain attributes about God, and there's certain reasons why he doesn't. And I'm going to be talking to you about that in future videos. But I believe that the correct definition of evidence is that it's supposed to be just like the kind of evidence that you would examine when you're in a court trial. That you have a jury, and you're a part of that jury, and it's up to you to make up your own mind. You have the defendant and the plaintiff. You have the defense and the offense on the other side. Well, which one are you going to go for? It's up to you, whatever you want to believe. So if you're an atheist watching this video, I wanted to share with you my opinion on that statement, that there's lack of convincing evidence that God exists. And I hope that you'll examine, the evidence that I bring forth and that many people bring forth. There'll be links to it on the YouTube comments or on my blog, to the scientific evidence, the philosophical evidence. I welcome you to leave comments. Just please always be respectful, and hopefully the community will jump in and we can all have a great conversation. And if you're a Christian watching this video, and the next time that you're maybe having a conversation with somebody that says there's a lack of convincing evidence, then maybe you can ask them, well, what kind of evidence do you want in order to believe in God? And then take the conversation from there, because that's really going to give you a lot of insight into what that person is looking for in terms of evidence. If you enjoy these videos, then hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I share a lot of videos about defending, sharing the faith, about the Christian faith. And also you can subscribe to my newsletter, where I share tips and exclusive things with those who subscribe. So I'll see you in the next video.